everyone, so today we are going to do the battle of two Nars foundations that are very similar, and what I'm doing is taking the All Day Luminous foundation, which is going to go on the left hand side, and then I think it's the All Day Radiant foundation. They're very similar in terms of their brand names, and that's going to go on the left hand side, which will be my right. So I'm firstly applying the Radiant foundation, which is the more slender one, and this goes on really smoothly. They both go on incredibly smoothly. One note as well, this foundation's in the shade of Santa Fe, which is my fake tan shade, and I'm not fake tanned at the minute. I'm incredibly pale, so I'm having to draw this down my neck just to make this work, but I'm out of fake tan, and yeah, that's how it is. So both these foundations go on incredibly smoothly. They are easily blendable. They're very creamy. I would say that they have sort of medium to full coverage, and I would absolutely say from experience as well, they are definitely blendable. They work really well with other products as well, and I sort of just keep within the NARS realm, apart from my highlighters today. But yeah, these are foundations that I truly love and have used for quite some time, and I just want to show you really how do they wear throughout the day, and do they last, do they still stay sort of fully, do they sort of cover quite a lot of my face and pimples and problem areas, and generally what would it look like if you bought this foundation, you wore it to work, you come home, what would you probably expect it to look like? So just as well, I have combination skin. To be fair, it's more dry skin than anything, but some foundations will activate an oily T-zone for me. So that's sort of my skin. And then I haven't used a primer for this, but I always go in with my Clear and Soothe moisturiser from Neutrogena. It's the one that has turmeric in, and it's just very hydrating and calming for my skin. So I've not done anything different with this preparation than what I would do usually. Again, I'm going in with my powder as normal. I don't go in with heavy coverage with powder. I do just slightly blot it over because, like I said, I do have dry skin. I go in with my bronzer, blush and highlights just to complete the whole look. So what I'm going to do today is take you through a few different sections. I started this at about 10:15. I'll show you a check-in at about 2 o'clock, then again about 4:30, and then probably a bit later about 6:30 to 7. So if you are interested, and this video was a very long intro, but if you are interested in this video, then I will leave timestamps below at each sort of check-in points. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. So I'm just doing a quick little check-in, I guess. This is my skin up close and personal. So this is the NARS, I think it's the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and then this one here is the All Day Luminous Foundation. And so far for me, this side, which is this one is a little bit more, not oily as such, but it's much more luminous, which is exactly what it claims. Whereas this side is a bit more matte, but it still has like a satin sheen to it, I think. I do think the colours are slightly different. I feel like this side's a bit darker, maybe. So we'll do an all-day wear test today, and I'll check back in with you guys later and see how we're getting on. And I'm going to be judging it on sort of a number of few things and just doing more so like a bit of a battle off. So yeah, stay tuned. Hi everyone, so I'm doing a bit of a check-in at the minute, and I just realised I didn't actually show you like a timestamp on my phone just to prove that I'm not lying, even though I don't have any reason to, but I thought I'd just let you know, like, it is about 2:15 now. So this has been on now for maybe coming up to sort of 4 hours. Now what you also need to remember is that this foundation did not match me in terms of my skin tone, simply because this is like the foundation I have for my fake tan. So when I am a bit more tan, that is the foundation I go to. So if we can just look past sort of like the colour, You can just look past like the colour and stuff and more so focus on like the coverage, how it's holding up, is there any main sort of differences. So just looking at this 4 hours into it, this side here has worn off just a little bit here and sort of around this area where I do have for some reason a few pimples. I don't know. My skin is just so reactive at the minute. In comparison to this side, I would say that again, it's a little bit like it's wearing just a little bit around here. But in terms of like everywhere else, it doesn't look too bad. On my forehead, it's holding up pretty good. It looks not shiny, like oily in person, but it looks a little bit more dewy and like the foundation's properly like merged into my skin, which looks really good. I know I have highlight on here, but around this sort of cheek area, it's holding up really good so far as well. So the only concern at this stage is sort of around this area, I guess. I'm trying not to like touch my face too much. So yeah, as I mentioned, I don't think this is looking too bad at the minute. I don't know what it looks like on camera. It might, well, I can't because I have the screen up in front of me. But when I'm actually sort of looking back at this, it isn't looking too bad. It's looking really good. My skin doesn't look like it's caked in loads of product. It just generally looks like it's healthy and not spotty like usual, which is annoying, but still. Imagine being an adult and still having to go through the whole acne spot problems. It's just ridiculous. I like this, and I think I'll do a check-in maybe about 5 o'clock and then a bit later on tonight just before I take my makeup off and see where we're at. Hi everyone, so I'm back for sort of my second check-in, I think this is. It is now currently 4:30, so this is I think 2 hours later. So this has currently been on for 6 hours now, and to be fair, I was going to do a check-in like later on, but to be fair, like with foundations and stuff, I only really ever wear them for when I'm actually at work, and that's sort of like 7 or 8 hours. So I'm going to do it for sort of my all-day routine, I think. But yeah, I'm probably going to cook dinner and then come back in and check in with you. So it'll probably be about 6:30 to 7 maybe. But in terms of how each side is looking, again, I've got still the issue around here. I've also been to Tesco's and done some shopping, so I've had like my face mask on. But yeah, so far the biggest notable difference, which was what I mentioned in the previous one, is these sections on either side of the face seem to have rubbed off. So unless it was something I've done, I mean, it's weird that both foundations rubbed off in the same area, if that makes sense. It looks its best on the cheeks, like it looks really glowy and healthy on the cheeks, and it's not, like it hasn't settled into my pores. Like my pores don't look big or anything like that at all. Nothing looks cakey, like neither side looks cakey, but I've noticed that more so this side here seems a bit more oilier than the right side. So the right side was the, oh god, I haven't got them in front of me. It was like the more slender one was on the right side. So far this is looking better, it's holding up better, whereas this one on the left hand side looks like it's come off a bit more, and it's a bit more oilier as well. I only went in with this here as my moisturiser, which is the Clear and Soothe moisturiser from Neutrogena. It's built in with turmeric. It's really good, and I wear that for every foundation. And I've had this for maybe, not this exact bottle, but this product for a year, and it just works well with everything else. I feel like I've been crying. I haven't been crying, trust me. I mean, Tesco's is stressful, but it's not enough to make me cry. So I'm going to be really real with you. This is what natural skin looks like. This is what normal skin looks like. And this side is the All Day Luminous. So can you see how it's rubbed off quite a lot here? My redness from my pimples and stuff still breaking through. Yeah, it's kind of gathering a little bit around here as well. Whereas this side, I can't actually see it on the viewfinder very much. But just from like the camera's viewfinder, it looks better here. Yeah, that's where I'm currently at with this foundation. This is real skin. This is what it looks like at the end of the day, especially if you're working and stuff. So, yeah, this is it. Okay, you guys, so I'm back for my last instalment now. It is 7:30. just there. So this foundation has been on for 9 hours in total. I look like an absolute bag of crap. This is just normal life, guys. I'm not going to pretend it's not, to be fair. In terms of these foundations, they quite honestly have worn equally the same. So it's quite difficult for me to say that one's actually better than the other because they are so similar, and I think the only thing that sort of separates them is the actual finish of the foundation rather than sort of like longevity and like coverage and stuff like that. Me personally, it's quite difficult to actually pick a winner out of these. If I was going to tell you to buy one of them for drier skin tones, I would probably go a bit more for the All Day Luminous foundation, because it does have a bit more dewiness to it if that's something you're going for and you do have dry skin. But if you're watching this and you don't have dry skin and you're a bit more combo, more on the oily side, then I would go for the All Day Radiant foundation. Not one foundation will ever last on me if I'm, you know, 110% honest. So when I get back from work, and especially if I have like quite a few pimples like what I have now, I know that any foundation I have, whether it's high end or low end, will always end up looking like this at the end of the day. It is just how we are. In my honest recommendation, I love Nars. I think they are one of the best makeup brands that I've tried. I really enjoy their products. So who won the battle? It's a tie, I think, personally. They wear the same, they wear off the same, they last the same, the coverage is the same. This is how everything has lasted so far. As you can see, it's definitely worn off. I've had masks on, I've been cooking, I've been touching my face, I've been doing things that I just normally would do, and it's just naturally wearing off, but it doesn't look too bad in person. And then this side is the Radiant side, which is sort of the same, although it looks like that's worn off quite a bit here, to be fair. But yeah, in terms of like dewiness, I don't know, it's a really tough tie. Leave that video there today, you guys. I'm going to take all my makeup off, I'm going to go have a bath, proper pampering sesh, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.